So in this video, we are going to specifically discuss how do you choose the right niche. Let's say for a lot of our clients, like let's say somebody has a marketing agency, but they've also done a bunch of websites for learning companies. And they've also built communities for a bunch of crypto companies. And they've also done commercials for giant financial services companies. And I talk to these people, they're like, we've been doing this for 10 years. We have a bunch of referrals. We have a bunch of case studies. We're with a bunch of people. What do we do? Where do we start? Because I'm like, you can't really send a cold email and say, hey, I do everything for everyone. Give me money. It just doesn't work. So the first question is, all right, well, how do you actually niche? How do you choose who to sell to? It's really three things. The first thing is, who needs my services and expertise the absolute most? There's probably a lot of people who would benefit from what you do. And there's probably a few people who, if they don't have what you do, it's life or death. So for cold email, we specifically look for clients whose average customer value at minimum is $50,000, because you can't sell something that's $200,000 in a TikTok ad. You can't sell it on an Instagram ad or a Google ad. The only way is you either go to a networking event, you get a referral, you meet somebody in a bar, you call them, or you send them an email. Those are the only people that are going to be qualified to buy your service. And even if they saw you on TikTok or Instagram or whatever, they're not going to think it's very credible. So I always look for clients that really need cold email. They're selling something that's very expensive. And besides cold email, cold calling, and networking and SEO, there are no other ways to sell this thing. So number one is, who really needs my service? Number two, who is the easiest to work with? So when I say easy to work with, I mean a bunch of different things. They have high integrity, which means the show rate is very, very high. One of the things that my company does when we send cold emails, we won't work with any company that has less than 20 employees. Because if I talk to a CEO who has 20 employees under him, he can't miss a meeting. They show up basically 100% of the time. And if I work with a CEO who has 1 or 2 employees, they're all over the place. So you look for people that have a high level of integrity, that have a short sales cycle, that have access to capital, that are pleasant, that are professional, and that are positive. And you want to ask yourself, okay, once I know who needs my services the most, in that group of people, who do I like? Who would I spend time with? One of the reasons I left hospitality is I said to myself, if I wasn't in this business, I wouldn't want to be around those people. And I specifically looked for an industry where I would just want to hang out with these people. I have my videographer in town. He flew in from Texas to Miami. We're just spending all day together. We're having a great time. We made Texas food last night. We're going out later for some Cuban food, shoot some B-roll for you guys, go to the gym. It's great. I love everyone in my industry. So you want to ask yourself, who do I just like? And also, who's going to show up? Who's going to pay? Who's going to be fun to work with? Who can decide fast, and who actually has money? The last question is, where do I have the most interest, the most subject matter knowledge, the most experience, and the most relevant case studies? Where have I done the most good in the past? One of the things when we did our agency, we've got about 20 case studies on the website now and a bunch more on YouTube and all these other places. But when we had more than 5 case studies on the website, all of a sudden our booked calls rate tripled. So social proof in case studies, and not even the amount of success that you've had, but also how you sound, like the industry specific words that you use, the terminology, even when you say things like, well, typically what we see in this industry is social proof as a business owner is laced with almost everything you say. And so those 3 things, who needs my services the most, who is the easiest to work with, and where do I have the most subject matter knowledge, that's going to determine who you sell to. And in the next video, I'm going to talk about how do you build an offer for that specific niche. Now, if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, reach out. Any questions, let me know. We're always here. We're here to help, and I'll see you soon.